कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम् यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम् गोष्पदीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसम् रामायण महामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशम् अक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारी परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं वाल्मीकिगिरिसम्भूता रामसागरगामिनी पुनादिभुवनं पुण्या रामायण महानदी वेदविद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेद प्राचेतसा दासीद् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना आपतामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः मङ्गलं कोसलेन्द्राय महनीय गुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलम् सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सतगुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। The first challenge he faced was about doubting one's own ability. When Hanumanji took the Sharanagati to Bhagavan, the Lord, he had overcome that. I can, I will, I must. As Gurudev would say, we must. We should never hesitate in doing the right thing. Second challenge that he met was the Mainaka Parvata, the mountain that has come with a good intention to give him some rest, hospitality it extended. When it comes to Rama Kaja Kari Beko Adar, Prabhu Charitra Suni Beko Asar. So, Rama Kaj, the work of Rama, when it is undertaken, there is no rest. Continuous work without any break. And that enthusiasm that comes to a devotee to continue the work without having any tiredness is the grace of the Lord. And that he had got And therefore, even though he was extended a place to rest before he undertakes the long journey, he denied it, he did not oblige to it. And he said that I am going for Lord's work. There should not be any delay in what I'm going to do. He proceeded from there. The rishis and munis were greatly happy by looking at such a disciple or such a devotee of God, Ramaduta. And now the third one, they particularly wanted to find out about his valor, strength. So therefore they have informed the Surasa, the Nagamata. And why? They said that very clearly. We want to know Balamichamahe Jnatum Bhuyaha Cha Asya Parakramam. We want to understand the Balam, the strength, and also Parakramam, the valor. Whether he is, see, valor and physical strength itself alone is not sufficient. Themselves alone are not sufficient to win any particular task. There should be some yukti, upaya, method of applying it. For example, if I need to take this class from here, lift it from there and put it somewhere else, how much of strength I need? Even a child can do it. Unnecessarily applying unwanted amount of strength to make this task possible is a waste. We know it. I don't need to exert too much to move this tumbler from here to there. Whereas if I have to move a heavy table, which had a lot of things in it, along with all other things on the table which are heavy, if I have to move the table, either I have to have enormous strength, a good amount of strength to do it myself, or I may need help of others to do that. I have to think before I do that. For moving this tumbler from here to there, I don't need to think too much. I don't need to plan anything. Whereas if I have to move a table which cannot be handled by one person, then I have to plan who can do it, how many people required, how much strength required, all that. There are tasks in our life which requires time. It cannot be done immediately. Even if resources are available, I need to find an appropriate time to do that. Kala, Desha, and Balam. Time, Kala, Desha, according to the required amount of space that is required for accomplishing the task. Then Balam, strength. And even before all that, should I do or not to do? How important it is. Prayojanam. Now, so many factors come into our life in every situation. So many factors are required for in our life, in any decision that we make in our life. So here, Hanumanji is on the way to accomplish the task of Rama. Then Devatas know it, Rishis know it, yet they want to know the strength, the valor, and what yukti upaya he is going to adopt. Because later on, there are going to be circumstances where Rama would entirely depend upon Hanumanji for his decisions. At that time, this Hanuman is wise enough to determine the situation properly and will be able to accordingly advise him or not. This is what they would like to know. So then, here, Surasa was asked to create an obstacle there. And Hanumanji, as he came, she said, I have been given this great varam that I can devour and satisfy myself. And you have been given now today to me. Varayesha pura datto mama tatredi satvara vyadaya vaktram vipulam stita sa marute puraha. She opened the mouth according to the size she wanted and stood in front of Maruti. Yeah. We'll continue from verse number 152. Yes, in my book. Eva mukta surasaya
Eva mukta surasaya
prahishtavadano bravit
Prahrishtavadano bravit
Ramo dasharatirnama
Ramo Dasharathirnama
pravishto dandakavanam
Pravishto Dandakavanam
Lakshmanena saha bratra
Lakshmanena saha bhratra
Vaidehya chabi bharyaya
Vaidehya chapi bharyaya
Anyakarya vishaktasya
Anyakarya vishaktasya
Baddha vairasya rakshasaihi
Baddha vairasya rakshasaihi
Tasya sita hrita bharya
Tasya sita hrita bharya
Ravanena yashasvini
Ravanena yashasvini
Tasyaha sakasham duto
Tasyaha sakasham duto
Aham gamishyer sadutoham. Okay. Tasya sakasham dutoham
Tasya sakasham dutoham
Gamishye Rama shasanat
Gamishye Rama shasanat
Kartumarhasi Ramasya
Kartumarhasi Ramasya
Sakyam Vishayavasini
Sakhyam Vishayavasini
Adava Maithilim Drishtva
Athava Maithilim Drishtva
Ramam Chakrishtakarinim Karinam Ramam Chakrishtakarinim
Ramam Chaklishtakarinam
Agamishyami te Vaktram
Agamishyami te Vaktram
Satyam Pratishrunomi te
Satyam Pratishrunomi te
Eva Mukta Hanumata
Eva Mukta Hanumata
Surasa Kamarupini
Surasa Kamarupini
Abravin Arten Mam
Abravin Nati Varten Mam
Kasyadesha Varo Mama
Kashchidesha Varo Mama
Samprayantam Samudhikshya
Tam Prayantam Samudikshya
Surasa Vakyam Abravit
Surasa Vakyam Abravit
Balam Jignyasa Manasa
Balam Jignyasa Manasa
Nagamata Hanumataha
Nagamata Hanumataha
Nivishyavanam Medya
Nivishyavanam Medya
Gantavyam Vanarottama
Gantavyam Vanarottama
Varayesha Pura Datto
Vara Esha Pura Datto
Mama Datreti Satvara
Mama Dhatreti Satvara
Yadaya Vipulam Vaktram
Vyadaya Vipulam Vaktram
Ita Samarute Puraha
Sthita Sa Marute Puraha
Eva Mukta Surasaya
Eva Mukta Surasaya
Kruddho Vanara Pungavaha
Kruddho Vanara Pungavaha
Abravit Kuruvai Vaktram
Abravit Kuruvai Vaktram
Yena Mam Vishahishyasi.
Yena Mam Vishahishyasi.
Here, when she said that I am being given an opportunity and a vara and a boon that I can extend the way I want, Eva Muktaha Surasaya Prakrishtavadanaha Abravit. He is not disturbed by that. He is with a joyful heart, I will tell you, because here is an opportunity to sing the glory of the Lord once again. The bhaktas of the Lord will take every opportunity to think and sing the glory of the Lord. Whenever they get an opportunity, they would joyfully share. We have seen this very great phenomenon, or a very peculiar phenomenon in the devotees of Gurudev, that when they meet, they talk joyfully about what they have understood or experienced with Gurudev. And how many ever times you ask them, that many times they joyfully talk about it. So that is only to show how much they enjoyed not only remembering it, but also sharing with others. And people also listen to it with great joy every time. Even if it is repeated some 25 times, every time they listen with the same joy. Very, very strange. If I have to talk about my own personal thing, about something happened in my life, again and again he's saying the same thing, what happened to him. But when it comes to Mahatmas, Bhagavan, let's say here, again he says, I'm going to tell you about what happened. Ramaha Dasharathirnama. He is known as Rama, Dasharatihi, son of Dasharatha, Pravishtaha Dandagavanam. He has entered the Dandakaranya. Lakshmanena Sahabratra, along with his brother, Vaidehya Chapi Bharyaya, with his wife, Vaidehi. And once it so happened, Anyakarya Vishaktasya, when he was busy with somebody, something else, Baddha Vairasya Rakshasaihi Anyakarya Vishaktasya, engaged with the enemies who are due to that enmity, Rakshasas, when they were keeping him engaged at the time, Tasya Sita Bharya Ravanena Yashaswini Ravanena Kruta. The illustrious wife of Rama was kidnapped by Ravana. So, therefore, Tasyaha Sakasham Aham Dutaha Ramashasanat Gamishye. I am on my way to reach her place, Sakasham, Maithilim Sakasham. And I have been instructed by Rama, Ramashasanat Aham Dutaha Gamishye. So, Ramasya Sahyam Kartum Arhasi Tvam. Therefore, you are also subject to help, you are supposed to help me in this regard. So, why? Because you are staying in the same very country in which he is ruling. Vishayavasini, Ramasya Vishayavasini. You are Vishaya here, Desha here. So the same country in which you are living, you are supposed to help, because your own king is in trouble. King's son is in trouble. And king's son's wife is in trouble. So therefore, or if you think that I am not, you are not trying to understand the problem, okay, I am definitely obliged to come back. Atava Maithilim Drishtva Ramam cha Aklishtakarinim. And after seeing both Rama and Sita, this is very important. See here. He said, not that I will come back after seeing Sita, but he says after seeing Sita as well as Rama, meaning after completing my task of informing Rama about Sita's welfare, and Rama the Aklishtakarinam, one who never had done anything that is not appropriate, ignoble, lack of merit, and he never hesitates to do the right thing. Agamishyami te vaktram, I will come back to your face, your mouth. Satyam pratishrunomi me te, I am giving you a promise. This is, I am definitely would be able to do it. So if you think that you are given the boon that you want to devour me, then I will definitely accept it when I come back after finishing the task. No, but when he said like this, Eva Mukta Surasa Hanumata Eva Mukta, Kamarupini was taken the form as she wanted. Abravid, she said, Mam na adivarten Mam na adivartet. Do not ever try to go beyond me. Kaschit eshaha varaha mama. Nobody, kaschit, kaschit na adivarte. Kaschit na adivartet. Nobody can cross me. Nobody can go beyond me. Iti eshaha vara mama. This is the boon that I have got. Nobody can go beyond me. I have to allow them if they want to go discarding me, meaning denying my request, discarding my request. So, therefore, Surasa Vakyam Apravid Tam Prayantam Vakyam Apravid. So, to the one, Surasa, to him Prayan, the one who is ready to go, Samudviksha, having seen him very clearly, one who, that is Hanuman, Surasa Vakyam Abravi, this way what she said. And why she said that? According to the Devatas and Rishis and other things who wanted to know the strength of him, therefore, Balam Jignasamana Sa Nagamata. Hanumataha Balam, the strength of Hanuman. Strength, again, it's not a physical strength because obviously he is smaller than her. The strength is of the mental strength, intellectual strength. There are situations we can win by physical strength. There are situations we can win by intellectual, mental strength also. By right thinking also we can overcome a situation, not necessarily physically when he needs to do. In many places we find that Krishna also in the battlefield to win the Kauravas, he did not entirely depend on the Arjuna's valor or strength or skill. To kill, it is not the skill alone. He told him certain things you must think carefully. Then only you will be able to win, because the enemy is stronger than you. Such as Karna is definitely, can defeat you. Bhishma can definitely destroy you. Drona, your teacher, is also equally strong. So you cannot just win them by strength. You have to use strategy. And therefore, Jignasamana, Valam Jignasamana Sa Sagamata, Me Vadanam Nirvishya, entering into my own mouth, Gantavyam Evanarottama. You can go. You should go only after entering into my mouth. So, Vara Esha Puradatta, same as what she said before, this very Vara is given to me. Mama Datra, the very creator of the universe, had given me this. Iti Satvara Vyadaya, at once, quickly, she opened her mouth, Vipulam Vaktram, huge mouth, Shirasasa Vyadaya, Marutehe Puraha, in front of him. As she did that, Eva Mukta Surasaya, but being thus spoken by her, Kritaha Vanara Pungavaha, of course, now Hanuman gets upset. He said, I've told her very clearly the purpose of my very journey, and she is also supposed to oblige to me. I told her that I promise I will come back. Even then, she is not ready to give me way. And so he also got very angry about this. So he said, Abravit, Kuruvai Vaktram Yenamam Vishahishyasi. Okay, you can now make your mouth in such a way that you can allow me to enter and sustain me. Let us see who is winning here. So now you see, very interesting. So he knows she has this boon. Very well, he would know that you cannot beat her because she would keep on increasing her mouth endlessly. And Hanumanji also can grow, but not to the extent Surasa is given a special power. So he had to do something about it. Ityuktva surasam kruddha
इत्युक्त्वा सुरसां क्रुद्धः
दशयोजनमायताम्
दशयोजनमायताम्
दशयोजनविस्तारो
दशयोजनविस्तारो
हनुमानभवत्तदा
हनूमानभवत्तदा
तं दृष्ट्वा मेघसङ्गाशम्
तं दृष्ट्वा मेघसङ्काशम्
दशयोजनमायतम्
दशयोजनमायतम्
चकार सुरसाप्यास्यम्
चकार सुरसाप्यास्यम्
विंशद्योजनमायतम्
विंशद्योजनमायतम्
हनुमांस्तु ततः क्रुद्धः
हनूमांस्तु ततः क्रुद्धः
त्रिंशद्योजनमायतः
त्रिंशद्योजनमायतः
चकार सुरसावक्त्रम्
चकार सुरसावक्त्रम्
तदोच्छ्रितम्
चत्वारिंशत् तथोच्छ्रितम्
बभूव हनुमान् वीरः
बभूव हनुमान् वीरः
50 योजनोच्छ्रितः
50 योजनोच्छ्रितः
चकार सुरसावक्त्रम्
चकार सुरसावक्त्रम्
6 योजनमुच्छ्रितम्
6 योजनमुच्छ्रितम्
तदेव हनुमान् वीरः
तदैव हनुमान् वीरः
70 योजनोच्छ्रितः
70 योजनोच्छ्रितः
चकार सुरसावक्त्रम्
चकार सुरसावक्त्रम्
80 योजनोच्छ्रितम्
80 योजनोच्छ्रितम्
हनुमान् अनलप्रख्यो
हनूमान् अनलप्रख्यो
90 योजनोच्छ्रितः
90 योजनोच्छ्रितः
चकार सुरसावक्त्रम्
चकार सुरसावक्त्रम्
100 योजनमायतम्
100 योजनमायतम्
तद्दृष्ट्वा व्याधितं स्वास्यम्
तद्दृष्ट्वा व्यादितं स्वास्यम्
वायुपुत्रः स बुद्धिमान्
वायुपुत्रः स बुद्धिमान्
दीर्घजिह्वं सुरसया
दीर्घजिह्वं सुरसया
सुभीमं नरकोपमम्
सुभीमं नरकोपमम्
ससंक्षिप्यात्मनः कायम्
ससंक्षिप्यात्मनः कायम्
जीभूत इव मारुतिः
जीमूत इव मारुतिः
तस्मिन् मुहूर्ते हनुमान्
तस्मिन् मुहूर्ते हनुमान्
बभूवाङ्गुष्ठमात्रकः
बभूवाङ्गुष्ठमात्रकः
सुरसाम् इत्युक्त्वा सुरसां क्रुद्धः दशयोजनमायताम्. She who had that spoken, saying that you have to enter, she had opened her mouth dashayojana ayatam. She had extended her mouth to 10 yojanas, which is 80 miles. 80 miles above, not this way. So 10 yojanas, which is 80 miles. Hanuman abhavat tata. He also became of 10 yojana of size, height. So tam mega sangasham dashayojanamayam drishtva. When Sri Sai has heightened himself for 10 yojanas, she made herself, her mouth, 20 yojanas. Vimshat yojanamayatam surasa api asyam, her mouth, chakara. Hanuman, then looking at that, he saw her raising up, extending up to 20. He says, Kruddaha trimshat, he made it 30. It is like, in a car race, when somebody is going 50 miles, then you go to 55, 60, and then somebody is like 60 to 65, 70, 75, 80, 80, 90, like that. Goes on and on and on here. And, in the auction also, I take it for $1,000. Somebody would say, no, $1,200, $1,500, and some $1,800, like that. Go on increasing. So when he increased to 30, then Surasa Vaktram Chatvarimshat. Tata Uchritam, higher than that, 40 yojana she made. So Babuva Hanuman Viraha Panchashat, 50 yojanas. 50 yojanas height. So she did 60. And again Hanuman did 70. So she made it to 80. And he made it to 90. She made it to 100. Shakara Surasa Vaktram Dashayojana Ayatam. Now, Dashayojana, it is as good as the strength of, the height that she made is as good as reaching out to Lanka, because it's only 100 yojanas. So here, looking at the height of this whole huge mouth of Surasa, Tata Tadrishtva Vyaditam tu Asyam says that the mouth has become so extended. Vayuputra sa buddhiman. Now, the son of wind, he who is very intelligent. Dirga jihvam, the long tongue, Surasaya subhimam, and of hers, with the long tongue, as well as looking very terrible, Naraga Upamam, appearing like that of the hell, because that mouth had such a terrible kind of teeth and other things. Getting into that will be a great hell indeed. Saha Sanshipya Atmanaha. Wow. He is Jimuda Iva Marutihi, is like that of a cloud, water-laden cloud. Atmanaha Kayam, one's own body. Angushtamatrakah, making it in the size of like a thumb size. Think about what is the size of this. From 100 yojanas is suddenly Sanshipya, reducing into this small little form. Tasmin muhurte, within no time. Not he waited. As soon as she made it to the 100, immediately he became of the size of a thumb. Now, very interesting this. Why it is so, or why he made it into small like that? Because such a huge, it's like, if you have seen a small little car and it has to take a U-turn at a signal, very easy. It make it on the U-turn, because its tires are close to each other. And the size of the car is also small, and it can easily turn around. There's no issue. If you see a truck, which has more than 8 wheels. Huge delivery truck. If it has to take a U-turn, most of the time they don't. They go to the next road and then come around. That's why it get delayed. If they have to take a U-turn, you know how much time it would take. They will go to the front, then back, and to the side, and to the side, because it is impossible to maneuver that truck to turn around easily because of the size, huge size, and also weight. And the size of the road may not even allow sometimes. So they get into somebody's build, some other building, and come out and then go. It'll take at least half an hour for the truck to really bring to the point where he wants to turn. In the same way, she had extended him to 100 yojanas, and this Hanumanji made himself into an angushta matra, that size. So now, having made that size of his body, Somipatya tatvaktam
सोऽभिपद्याथ तद्वक्त्रम्
Nishpatya cha mahabalaha
निष्पत्य च महाबलः
Antarikshe sthita Sriman
अन्तरिक्षे स्थितः श्रीमान्
Idam vachanam abravit
इदं वचनमब्रवीत्
Prabhishtosmi hitayate bhaktram
प्रविष्टोऽस्मि हि ते वक्त्रम्
Dakshayani namostute
दाक्षायणि नमोऽस्तु ते
Kamishye yanna vaidehi yatra vaidehi
गमिष्ये यत्र वैदेही
Satyaschasid varastava
सत्यश्चासीद् वरस्तव
Tam drishtva vadananmuktam
तं दृष्ट्वा वदनान्मुक्तं
Chandram rahu mukhadiva
चन्द्रं राहुमुखादिव
Abravit surasa devi
अब्रवीत् सुरसा देवी
Svena rupena vanaram
स्वेन रूपेण वानरम्
Arthasiddhai harisreshta
अर्थसिद्ध्यै हरिश्रेष्ठ
Gaccha somyata sukam
गच्छ सौम्य यथा सुखम्
Samanaya cha vaidehi
समानय च वैदेहीम्
Ragavena yata Ragavena mahatmana
राघवेण महात्मना
Tatritiyam hanumato
तत्तृतीयं हनुमतो
Drishtva karma sudushkaram
दृष्ट्वा कर्म सुदुष्करम्
Sadhu sadviti bhutani
साधु साध्विति भूतानि
Prashasham sustata harim
प्रशशंसुस्तदा हरिम्
Sasagaramana anadrishyam
ससागरमनादृश्यम्
Abhyetya varunalayam
अभ्येत्य वरुणालयम्
Jagama
जगामाकाशमाविश्य
Vegena garudopamaha
वेगेन गरुडोपमः
So then when he became of the size of a thumb, saha tad vaktram abhipadya ata. So then he landed into the mouth of the Surasa, then nishpatya cha mahabalaha. Then immediately he came out. He went in and came out. And antarikshe sthitaha, standing at the mid-space, then Shriman idam vachanam abramid. That illustrious very Hanuman vachanam abramid. He spoke. Te vaktram pravishtaha asmi. I entered into your mouth. E dakshayani. O Daksha Kumari. Who the daughter of Daksha Prajapati. So it is said that she was cursed to be like that due to a particular reason. We'll see that later. Te namaha astu. I salute you. Yatra Vaidehi, where Vaidehi, Sita is there. And now what I have done, that entering into your mouth, by that I have retained the very boon that you have got. And that is everything that is passing by should enter your mouth, you said. I did that. Satyaha cha asid varaha tava. So your own boon that is given to you has become established only. I did not discredit it. I did not deny it. I did not disrespect it. I have definitely obliged to that. So then when she heard that, tam drishtva, seeing him, vatanad muktam, from his mouth, from her mouth, the one who got released. Like what? Chandram Rahu Mukadiva. Like that of the moon that has been released from the grip of Rahu during the eclipse. Surasa Devi Svena Rupena Vanaram Abravit. She then assumed her original form, because earlier she has taken the Rakshasic form of demonic form. Now she has appeared in her original form. And she said, Harisreshta, O best among the monkeys, Gacha, go ahead. Artha Siddhaye, he Saumya, O good-looking one, go for the sake of accomplishing your task, and Yatasukam, as you please, and bring Vaidehi and Rama. Vaidehi to Rama, and Rahavena Mahatmana Vaidehim Samanaya. With Rama, which is great soul, please bring Vaidehi to him. Bring them together. Then, thus having given that kind of a blessing to him, then this way, Tatra Tridiyam Hanumato Drishtva Karma Sudushkaram. Tridiyam Drishtva, the third big challenge, seeing that it is, which is so difficult, which is cannot be accomplished easily. All other sadhus and other thing, and all the Gandharvas and Devatas, all others, sadhu yadi bhutani, sashamshuhu, prashamshuhu, all of them started to praise him, tada harim. Sa sagaram anagrishyam sagradam. Anadrishyam means drishnoti is to, which is drishnoti means to overpower, surpass. And so that is easy or to violate. Anadrishyam, it's impossible to overpower or impossible to violate its presence. That kind of a sagaram. Sagaram anadrishyam abhyetya, crossing that. Varunalayam, Varunasya alayam, the huge ocean. Jagama akasham avishya. Akasham avishya Garuda upamaha vegena jagama. Like that of the Garuda who could pierce through the sky and fly, in the same way, Maruti just proceeded towards his destination. Now you see, in certain situations in our life, we have to face people who are they are strong in their position. Your own boss, your own higher authorities. They may not mean it, but because of their position, they have to command you, force you to do certain things. And even as you know that they are coming across very heavily on your way, instead of having a verbal dialogue or trying to prove you are right, prove him wrong, all sort of ego clashes will happen. It can be at home with even persons like your own husband or wife, or somebody, your own parents, or at workplace, or at a place in a friend circle, anywhere, where you come to recognize the other person is trying to prove himself correct over you, or trying to overpower you with his or her position out of ego or arrogance. At that time, what should be your reaction to it? When somebody is having a bloated ego, it is not worth to try to sublimate it by your efforts. He or she would not listen. So at that point, one should accept, okay, if you think you are right, I accept it. But I do not agree to it. Meaning what? In this situation, I know I don't want to fight with you because you are in a position where you can overpower me. Therefore, I accept. Temporarily, I accept. But I do not agree with you. You don't need to say that. Okay, I accept. But I don't fully agree that in your mind. Because if you say, I accept, but I don't agree, the fight will continue. You know, I used to give this as an example. One lady came to me and said, my husband is such an arrogant person, egoistic person. And he always says whatever he does and says are always correct. Even though I know it is not. But whenever I say this, it becomes a big fight. What should I do? I said, what, so just tell him that you are right. But Swamiji, but he's not right. He's doing wrong things. But you say that you are right. But how long I can go on accepting that? I said, see, when you say, he will be immediately appeals to, because when you are saying you're right, and then there ends the problem. Once you agree, once you say that you are right, then it's finished. You cannot do much. Because only when you oppose, there will be a problem. But Swamiji, again and again, she said, Swamiji, he's not right. I said, when you say you are right, and later on you can say, when the problem is over, slowly you say, when the anger and other things have come to an end, slowly later on you say, when they say you are right, it doesn't mean I am wrong. You will be totally confused and you leave. So if we go on looking for right and wrong in this world, there's no end. Because everyone would prove himself or herself right in every situation. That is why it is said, don't try to argue with the fool. You know why? Because a fool is one who will bring you down to his level and beat you there. A foolish argument cannot be done with a fool, because the foolish fellow will bring you down to his level and he'll fight and win, because he's already foolish. With his foolishness, he will win. So it's better to say, okay, I'm okay with what you're doing, but I don't agree with you. That I'm not agreeing with you should not be spoken when there is a tension there. In your mind, you can say later on, you say, even though I went along with your decision, but actually that is not right. Here, that's why ego clashes when it happens. A egoless person has no problem as leaving the ego. A egoistic person cannot leave it. That is his strength. The strength of an egoist person being ego. The strength of the egoless person is egolessness. See, when Mahatma Gandhi said, if you take a weapon in your hand, I will throw the weapon down. What does it mean? When you try to become violent, I become non-violent. Then how will you fight with me? I'm not going to. I'm not going to attack. When you attack me, I will not even defend myself. So when a person is violent in this particular context, with ego, a egoless person has no problem in leaving it. In the same way here, Hanumanji, when he met Surasa and she opened her mouth in such a way, he knows that she will never stop. So what should I do? I should use my intelligence. What does she want? She wants me to enter into it. Okay. He goes in and comes out. That I did, on my part I have done. What? I went and came back. Because such a huge 100 yojanas she has extended, for her to close that mouth, it will take so much time. Before that, I will come out. And on my part, I have completed my promise to you that I go into your mouth. That's what you wanted, I did. So, becoming like a thumb, it is to show, reduce your ego and meet that situation. This way, a symbolic, lesson is also given. So when the rishis and munis, and when they saw him doing this, they were so pleased, and therefore here they also blessed him. Say, now he is going to cross that very ocean through the sky. Now here is a beautiful description of the sky itself. Sevite varidharabhihi
Sevite varidharabhihi
padagaischa nishevite
patagaischa nishevite
charite kaishikacharyaihi
charite kaishikacharyaihi
airavada nishevite
airavata nishevite
simha kunjara shardula
simhakunjara shardula
padagoravaga vahanaihi
patagoragavahanaihi
vimanai sampadadbhischa
vimanai sampattadbhischa
vimalai samalankrite
vimalai samalankrite
vajrashina samasparshaihi
vajrashani samasparshaihi
pavakairiva shobhite
pavakairiva shobhite
krutapunyermahabhagaihi
krutapunyairmahabhagaihi
swargajidbhihi adhishtite
swargajidbhiradhishthite
bhuta havyam atyantam
vahata havyamattyantam
vahata sevite chitrabhanuna
sevite chitrabhanuna
graha nakshatra chandrarka
graha nakshatra chandrarka
taragana vibhushite
taragana vibhushite
maharshigana gandharva
maharshigana gandharva
nagayaksha samagule
nagayaksha samakule
vivikte vimale vishve
vivikte vimale vishve
vishvavasunishevite
vishvavasu nishevite
deva raja gajakrante
devaraja gajakrante
chandra surya pate shive
chandra surya pathe shive
vitane jivalokasya
vitane jivalokasya
vitate brahma nirmite
vitate brahma nirmite
ushasevite viraihi
bahushasevite viraihi
vidyadharaganairvrite
vidyadhara गणैर्वृते
Jagama Vayu Marge cha
जगाम वायुमार्गे च
Garutmaniva Marutihi.
गरुत्मानिव मारुतिः.
The last part is the starting point now to understand. Marutihi Garumaniva Vayu Marge Jagama. Hanuman, whose Garutman, like that of the Garuda, he moved into that sky. And what is that marga? Vidyadhara guna, Vidyadhara Ganehi Avrute, which is surrounded by, covered by Vidyadharas, a particular set of citizens of heavens. Bahushaha Sevite, being very much visited by all of them. Viraihi Vidyadhara Ganevrute Vayu marga, the path of the wind. Now the science today is saying to us that the earth is able to maintain its atmosphere because the outer space is, there is no heat of the sun maintained. Outer space has got extreme cold, even as you go in a flight up to 33,000 feet height. The temperature comes down very drastically. Unless there is a control of the temperature, you cannot go to that height. The thing will not sustain. The air is becoming thinner and thinner. And that's why when you are climbing up the mountains, which 18,000 feet, 19,000 feet, you cannot breathe very easily. The thinner the air, the far faster or more work for the lungs to maintain the heat, to maintain the pressure of the body, inside the body. In the same way, the flight has to maintain its inside pressure, and thereby you can travel because you have to maintain your body pressure, and the air becoming thinner on the top. As you go up, it's difficult to sustain. So even as the atmospherical circle of the earth, there is a layer within which the entire earth is able to sustain itself. Beyond that, the pressure is out. So that is the reason why when the meteor and everything that comes, they cannot attack directly to come and destroy the earth, because so many of them are moving about in the sky. As soon as they enter into the atmosphere of the earth, they break down, they broke into pieces. The pressure inside is higher than the pressure outside. This is known to science today. Valmiki has already mentioned it. Can you believe that? See, but that's why he says, you see the word here, Jivaloka, Jivalokasya Vitana, the spread within which the Jivas can live, Vitate, and it is extended, Brahma Nirmite. In Brahma Nirmite, it is created by Brahma. That portion which is within which all the Jivas can exist has been created to protect the entire living beings. And that place, that very interspace through which he is moving, he is going such a speed to reach there. Varidharabihi sevite, filled with all the clouds, padagaischa nishevite, and lot of birds were also moving about in that very sky. Charite kaishikacharye, and also it is been the musicians of the heavens, they are also moving about there. Airavata Shevite, also traversed by Airavata, the kingly royal elephant of Indra. And also various residents of the heaven having many vehicles. Vimanaihi Sampadit Bischa Vimalaihi Samalankrite the various vehicles of the devatas, which are driven by Simha, lion, Kunchara, elephant, Shardula, tiger, Pataka, bird, Uraga, Vahane. Uraga, that is the serpents. They are all they are like horses. They are driving those vehicles. Then Vajra Ashani, Vajra Shani, Vajra Ashani, yeah. Samasparshaihi Pavakairiva Shobhite, and the Krita Punyehi Mahabhagehi Swarga Jidbihi Adishtite. The great Mahatmas and souls who have won over the heavens, they have the weapons as if with their hand, which are like that of the fire, like that of the diamond, Vajra, and like that of the thunderbolt, equal to that in touch. That kind of those weapons they also have in their hand. Krita Punyaihi, by their own virtues. Mahabhagaihi, Swargajitpihi, Dishtite. Bahuta Havyamantavyam Atyantam Sevide Chitrabanuna. And also, Chitrabanu is, Chitra means Vichitra, variety. Banu means splendor. The fire that has a different kinds of splendors is able to take all that is offered to the fire by the human beings. Vahata Havyamatyantam Sevite. By the one who is the carrier of those sacrifices towards the gods, Chitrabanuna Vahata Havyamatyantam Sevite. The offerings that are given being taken by the fire god. Graha Nakshatra Chandra Arka Taragana Vibhushite. The very space is filled with, are decorated by Graha, the constellations or the planets, and Nakshatra, stars, Chandra, moon, Arka, sun, Taragana, the clusters of constellations, Vibhushite, Maharshi Gana, Gandharva, Naga, Yaksha, Samakule, all these denizens of the heavens, Maharshis and Maharshi Ganas, and then Gandharvas, Nagas, Yakshas, Vivikte, Vimale, Vishve, this most beautiful and completely spotless, clean, cloudless. Vishwasa Vasu. Vishwavasu. Vishwavasu is one set of the citizens of the heavens. Nishevite. Deva Raja Gaja Akrante, that which is traversed by the elephant of the Devaraja. Chandra Surya Pate Shive, which is the path of both the moon and the sun, which is again that which is the atmospherical layer that is protecting the Jiva Lokas. Vidane Jiva Lokasya Vidate Brahma Nirmite, created by Brahma. Bahushaha Sevite Viraihi Vidyadhara Ganaihi, being visited or inhabited by the Vidyadhara Ganas. That very Vayu Marge, Hanuman, Marutihi, Garudmaniva, Jagama, he moved. Now, that is the height in which he is moving, almost touching the atmospherical layer. Because higher you go, faster you can reach. That is a simple, understanding. So he is taking that such a height. So what will happen further, we'll see here as he moves.
Aganita Guna Gana Bhushan Rama, Ashrita Vatsala Jaya Jaya Rama, Ayodhya Vasi Sita Rama, Apat Bandhava Jaya Jaya Rama, दशरथ नंदन श्री रामा दशमुख मर्दन जय जय रामा कौसल्या सुखवर्धन रामा कामित फलदा जय जय रामा पाप विमोचन श्री रामा पट्टाभिरामा जय जय रामा जानकी जीवन सीता रामा जय रघुरामा जय सिया रामा वानर सेवित श्री रामा वारिधि वंदन जय जय रामा हनुमत पूजित सीता रामा श्री राम जय जय रामा रघुपति राघव राजा रामा पतित पावन सीता रामा श्री राम जय जय रामा श्री राम जय जय रामा सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय